Before we get started, I'd like everyone who's going to be participating in the session with you today to introduce themselves to you, and you'll get to see them before we start the formal presentation. So first of all, I'll go first. My name is Jonathan Bell, and I'm a historian of the United States and the head of department.
Hi everyone, my name is Malu Gato. I'm a lecturer in Latin American politics and admissions tutor.
Hi everyone, I'm Nadia Hilliard. I'm a lecturer in US Studies and Politics, and I'm the undergraduate program director.
Hi, I'm Jess Morgan-Ray. I'm a first year here at the Institute.
I'm Joey Cleary. I'm just finishing up my second year as an undergraduate here at the Institute.
I'm a teaching fellow in US history here at the Institute and also the study abroad tutor.
So again, I'd really like to welcome you to this virtual open day on behalf of the whole department, the Institute of the Americas. I'm really pleased that you've taken the time to join us, and I hope it will be a really useful experience for you exploring the department and all of us who form part of this community. I'm the head of department, and I want to just say a few introductory words about the Institute of the Americas. I'm interested in delivering three things to you today. The first is to introduce our degree program to you, our undergraduate program, what it is about and why is it important. I also thought it would be really good to give you a flavour of what it's like to be taught in the Institute of the Americas. And so Nadia, one of her colleagues, is going to give you a short presentation on what it means to be taught politics in the Americas. And the third aim of this afternoon is to actually think about what it means to be a student at UCL and what it means to be a student in our department. I think it's really important to think about why come to UCL, why be a student in London, why be a student in the Institute of the Americas. And so I'm particularly pleased that we have two current students to speak to you. So hopefully at the end of this afternoon, you'll have an understanding of those three things, and you'll have a chance to ask questions of us at the end and talk through any questions that you have as a result of any part of this presentation. A quick introduction from me to the department. We're the only department of its kind in the UK that studies the whole of the Western Hemisphere, Canada, the United States, the Caribbean, Latin America, both Central and South America, from the perspective of the disciplines of history, politics, sociology, anthropology, political science, political economy. We really believe that the social science and history of the Americas is a window onto wider issues of global importance and concern. And our research in the department, as well as our teaching, really reflects our commitment to some of the core issues that are global in scope, but have particular resonance by studying the Americas and particularly apply to the Western Hemisphere. The second thing that I really like about working at the Institute of the Americas is the way in which we tackle these big research and teaching questions as one research and teaching community. We're a small department, and students and academic staff all get to know each other and work together. You will be part of a dynamic, exciting community of students and academics, and you'll be supported in a small department, but which sits within a really large global university in the heart of a global city. So I'm really looking forward to exploring the department with you, and I will now hand over to my colleague Malu Gato to tell you a bit more about our undergraduate program.
Hello again, everyone. Again, my name is Malu Gato, and as admissions tutor, my talk is not going to be a detailed outline of our program. Many of you may already be familiar with it, and you can also find tons of information about our program and courses online. Instead, me and my colleagues will give you a better sense of what it would be like to study at the Institute of the Americas and why this is a good degree to study. If you have any questions throughout our presentations, do let us know. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about is the breadth and depth of our degree. So in this degree, you would be studying two fascinating and important disciplines, history and politics, which are disciplines that can help you gain a better understanding of the world, and also that sit very well alongside each other. You would be learning about the literature, concepts, and methods of these both disciplines, and you would be applying themes introduced in your classes to the Western Hemisphere. And this is a unique opportunity that this course offers, because here you would be applying your learning to thinking about a global superpower like the United States, large emerging economies like Brazil, important regional actors like Canada, Mexico, and Argentina, or poor and developing nations like Bolivia and Haiti. And by gaining in-depth knowledge of regions and countries, this will help you understand many of the major historical and political dynamics in the modern world. Many of your lectures will have spent a considerable amount of time in the Americas doing research, or will even be from the Americas. And so, for instance, I'm Brazilian, and we have people from the United States, from Colombia, from Peru in the department. Many of your classmates will also be from the Americas or have extensive experiences in the continent. You'll also get to experience this even more strongly as we start hosting students from our partner institutions soon. And so you'll really be embedded in this multicultural department and learning environment. Through this degree, you'll also get to learn or practice a language other than English if you choose to do so, or if you plan on studying abroad in a non-English speaking country. You also have the opportunity of choosing the BA with a year abroad, and as my colleague Josh is going to tell you about, there are many very exciting opportunities of going to partner institutions. Finally, even though this degree gives you already this breadth and depth, there is opportunity to go even deeper into a specific discipline or area of study. And so on top of this disciplinary and geographic breadth, you can really take the opportunity to choose modules and specialize in either history or politics, for instance, and make this degree your own. And some of the students that are joining us here today will talk a little bit more about that. Another thing that I think is incredibly important to talk about is our location and the environment in our department. And so coming to UCL means coming to London, which is a city full of great opportunities, both professional as well as opportunities to deepen your experience in the Americas. What this means is that, for instance, during your degree, you could seek out professional opportunities through internships, and the various things and places that London offers, but you could also take opportunities to deepen your experience of the Americas through concerts, exhibits, restaurants. Just 2 weeks ago, for instance, the Tate had a really great exhibit with 50 women from Latin America who came to do a one in a lifetime, really, event. And these are things that you will be able to experience in London. The other thing is, that our department is within UCL, which is not only one of the best ranked universities in the world, but it's also a large university with a lot of resources, excellent infrastructure, and that offer a lot of opportunities to learn outside of your degree. And so you'll be able to join student clubs, to go to UCL-wide events. For instance, every year UCL hosts the UCL Culture, which is a week full of events from various departments. And so you get to see things that professors are doing in the neuroscience department, or in computer science, in history and politics departments, which would be closer to us, and anthropology, etc. There's so many great opportunities to see the research and really experience the research that's being done at UCL. UCL also offers a number of museums on campus, and is also very close to places like the British Library or the British Museum, and so you're really in the cultural center of London. Now, our department, although it's embedded in such a large university and this huge city that is London, is small and intimate. And what that means is that you'll be known and get to know your lecturers very well. You'll be supported, you'll be listened to. Many of our students are involved in organizing events at the department and really help us shape and better the department through participating in departmental committees, for instance, which allow us to hear about the student experiences quite closely and also respond to them. And so the Institute of the Americas really is a unique place within this fabulous university and city. Our degrees also offer you the opportunity of taking fascinating modules. I'm not going to go through all of them. These are just some of the ones that we offer. Again, you can check out more modules through our website. But I wanted to tell you a little bit about the degree that I'm teaching this year, and that will also be offered next year, called Gender, Politics, and Society in the Americas, which is a course taught for an optional module for year 2 and 3 students. This is a module that I designed thinking about how to think through politics from a gendered perspective, but then after understanding the social dynamics and institutions as gendered, how do we understand how they interact with each other to form public policy that is then also gendered? And so this is a very practical hands-on course where we will be thinking not only about the theories of political science, but also engaging in the routinely activities that policymakers would be undergoing to make policy, and how these how policymaking dynamics may render gendered politics and policies and societies, etc. We'll also be talking about Beyonce and pop culture through the lens of feminist theory, and so I think it's a very exciting module to consider. Oh, the other thing that I wanted to talk just before I move into thinking about our degree and careers is, just looking at this slide, there's so many cool things that you would be taking and experiencing during your degrees. But I just wanted to highlight London and the United States, which I also think is such a great course, where you would be thinking about the relationship between London and the United States over the last 4 centuries, but also going to historic sites, galleries, and museums to think about this relationship. So again, thinking about how our department really interacts with the city that you're going to be where you're going to be studying. Okay, so I told you a little bit more about the importance or the benefits of studying history and politics of the Americas. What does this mean in terms of developing key skills and thinking about your careers? Through our degree, you will be developing skills in research, analysis and criticism, argumentation, formal writing, communication and presentation. You'll be applying these skills and further developing them through a range of different activities. And so, for instance, our courses, through our courses, you may encounter essays and exams, but also debates, role-playing activities where you will be given, for instance, the role of a policymaker and therefore have to think like one. You'll also be asked to produce things like podcasts or data visualization or policy memos or a short blog. And in that way, you'll be thinking about how do you translate the knowledge you've gained through your course to communicate with a broader audience outside of academic walls. As you may know, this is a very new degree, and so we don't have students who have graduated from it, from the degree yet. But we do know where our master's students who are enrolled in similar degrees go to, as well as where students from the political science and history departments as UCL, the types of careers that they pursue, as well as the types of careers that our current students are planning on pursuing. And so some typical humanities and social science career paths include going into professional graduate recruitment schemes like law, accountancy, and banking. And so some of our current students actually do plan on pursuing such careers. Civil and diplomatic service, and here especially having this knowledge of these particular regions and applying your knowledge of history and politics to Latin America or the United States or the Caribbean would be particularly helpful. Some of our students are also already engaged through internships and summer jobs with NGOs and charities, both in the UK as well as internationally. Some of our students are also interested in the cultural sector, in journalism, media, or museums. And as I was mentioning before, in understanding that, we do try to reflect that in our assignments as well, giving students the opportunity of already honing some of these skills that they would need later on in such careers. Teaching and education is another career path that some of our students may go into, as well as further studies like PhDs or master's degrees in history, politics, other social sciences like sociology or anthropology, for instance. So now that I have spoken a little bit more about our degree, and hopefully you've gained a better sense of what it would be like to be a student here at the Institute of the Americas.
So why study abroad? I want to take a brief moment here to kind of demonstrate some of the benefits I think there are to studying abroad. I studied abroad myself when I was an undergraduate student, and I think it really does open up the world to new opportunities for you. So the first thing I want to highlight is educational diversity and opportunity. You can take advantage of new learning opportunities and extracurricular opportunities. Students leaving the UCL Institute of the Americas to go abroad, we expect that 50% of your classes abroad will be focused broadly on the history and politics, but you are welcome to tailor the rest of your studies abroad to your own interests. And so we really find that allows you opportunities to find new academic interests, to experience the different educational systems, and to practice and perfect language skills. Also in terms of personal development, this is a real opportunity to see the world, to experience new cultures, to take opportunities off of campus and to make lifelong friends, find new hobbies and interests, and gain independence and self-reliance. And of course, a year abroad also offers opportunities to enhance your career opportunities. Foreign study is always seen as a CV asset, allowing you to highlight independence, adaptability, cultural sensitivity, ambition, and worldliness. We heard there from students talking about their extracurricular activities in London, and this really offers you an opportunity to build international networks that you can bring back with you and to develop marketable skills such as problem solving in unfamiliar situations and effectiveness in culturally diverse environments. Now, UCL is London's global university, and this is one of the most direct ways that we can see that in exchanges. But it also offers you an opportunity to gain that global mindset, meeting a diverse range of people, seeing your own culture through a different lens, and becoming a global citizen. And of course, these are direct exchanges. So in your first and second year, you will also be joined in your classes by students from our overseas partners. So you'll have an opportunity to discuss with them their own cultures and to gain a better insight. I'll wrap up now, but I will say for further information, you can contact our study abroad office, ucl.ac.uk/study abroad. For any more questions, you're welcome to contact me, Josh Hollands. My email address is up there. And also do take a look at our web pages for links to new partner institutions, as we're constantly adding them. One thing I do want to highlight here is that partner institutions who do not teach in English do stipulate their own language proficiency entry requirements. But as you heard from two of our current students there are real opportunities to develop and be supported in learning new languages in the first 2 years of your course here. So that's it from me, and I will hand back over to my colleague Malu for the rest of this session.
Thank you, Josh, and thank you everyone who joined us today. We all hope that this session gave you a taste of what it would be like to study at UCL, and in particular at the Institute of the Americas. We hope you do choose to join us. In the meantime, please feel free to get in touch with any of us or to ask us questions. Thanks a lot.